Imagine this. You look up in the sky and you see a massive meteor heading your direction. And it's been confirmed that it will impact Earth in 1 hour. What would you do? How would you prepare? Who would you call? Or would you just continue on with your day and act like nothing is getting ready to take place when it's clearly a meteor in the sky? So you know your girl. Let's dive deeper. Because today, what we going to have to do today, we going to have to turn that TV on. Okay, it's been off for a long time. We're going to have to turn it on. Let's go a little bit let's go spiritual. And I know it may seem like a dramatic scenario of what I'm saying, but let me tell you something I feel in my heart, and I feel it in my spirit. I feel it in my whole heart, that some of you are standing in the midst of that right now. Some of you are getting ready to be exposed by the spiritual meteor. Yeah. And I don't really like to bring messages like this. And let me tell you, I got to get this off my chest before I even dive in. I didn't want to do this. Okay. I don't want to be the auntie that had to sit down and give you the truth, but somebody got to give it to you. You got to be able to have a real conversation. And for those that someone that is tuned in today, if you feeling this in your spirit, you feeling your spirit getting full, you feel that something, you're going to have to make a choice. You are at a point where you got to make a decision before that meteor hit. Because let me tell you, baby, you can't control that impact. Because when that meteor light comes in, you know, when that light come in, it exposes all of that darkness. Yeah, I'm talking about all of them secrets that you ain't even, it's going to be popping up like crazy. You see stuff unfolding right now about people that you thought was a certain kind of way. And slowly but surely, we getting secrets of who they truly are. Are you ready for that? Because that light is going to expose your hidden sins, those broken promises, those false appearances, those secret struggles. I need you to think about that. Because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's really going on. I don't know the choices that you make secretly in the dark. I don't know. But I feel in my spirit that this message is definitely for somebody. You know that you are at a pivot point in your life, and you think that you have control of how it's going to impact. Baby, if that's you, tune in. I ain't trying to persuade you in no way. Do what you want to do. You're going to do it anyway. But you're going to have to get this truth on the way of doing what you want to do. You're going to have to get this truth. God set it up that way. My job is to get you to think. That's it. Just think outside of the box you've been thinking. Think of outside how you've been normally think, how you would normally think. If you start thinking, start questioning. Don't believe everything I say. Question it. Question it. And then you got to do your part in the seeking. And then once you seek it, it'll be yours. And it's yours, and can't nobody take it. Can't nobody take my stories. Can't nobody tell me that God ain't real. Because I know he's real because he showed up in my life. It ain't about my father. It's not about my mother. I don't have my father faith. I don't have my mother faith. I experienced and gained my muscle on my own through my own experience. Listen, it starts with you and it ends with you. The biggest lie ever told is that we getting away with it. That's the biggest lie ever told. Let's get into it. Yeah, that simmer done came to a boil. I got you now. Let's put that tea in that pot. Put the tea in the pot. Greetings, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful brother or sister. It is your girl, your big homie, TT, y'all, and welcome To TT Talk. You already know we got to get them three snaps in. One for the Father. One for the Holy Ghost and one for the Son. I said it backwards, but you still got it. You still got it. We gave them all their shots out. And we have to give a special thanks to the APAP team. Yeah, we got to thank them brothers for allowing your girl to keep coming up here every week and representing God, using this platform to expose the kingdom for what it is, to expose you about yourself. And as I expose you, I expose me. This ain't all about you. I ain't gonna just dump. If I sit here, I have to be authentic too. I gotta let the grace show too. I want to tell you a story. I'm trying to practice. I'm trying to master communication. I want to be able to communicate with you. I don't want to make it difficult where you don't understand what I'm saying. So I'm trying to rationalize it down so you can get an understanding. And so I've been tuning in to this podcast with this guy named Jefferson Fisher. He's awesome. Okay. He's awesome. And on his podcast, he had this guy, I guess his name was Damon West. He has a very, very, very powerful story. It's a testimony. Okay, it is his testimony. To make a long story short, he's a Caucasian guy, and he basically confessed with his mouth. He said he felt like he was untouchable. He did what he wanted to do. He was doing all of this crime. He was stealing from people, and there was not enough of his money to keep him from getting life in prison. He had ended up getting life in prison for his actions. But let me tell you how good God is, okay? Because some of you feel like that you've been served a death sentence. That's what it feels like. That just came in. It feels like this is the end. I mean, just imagine the judge ruling and you get life. That's the end of the road, right? That's it. God is done with me. I'm locked up here in life. But let me tell you, I got to pass this on to you just like I received it from this brother. His testimony is so powerful. Upon his getting ready to go, when he was getting ready to go, he said he was taking the bus, getting ready to go out to the prison, right? And there was an older guy in there by the name of Muhammad. Wherever you are, God bless you, brother, because not only what those words that you shared in his life is going to be, it was a blessing in my life. And while it's a blessing in my life, I want to give it to you for your life. Okay? This is what Brother Muhammad said. He said, look at this prison situation as a boiling water. And some of us, your life is like a boiling water. Yeah. You either go in, he said, you either going to face this environment, face your situation in three ways. He said, one, you're going to be a carrot. You're going to go in hard, but you're going to be softened from your environment. He said, two, you're going to be a egg, where you go in and you're loose, you go in soft, and then you become firm. And then he said, or you can be a coffee bean. He said, when a coffee bean, as soon as it hit water, it changes its environment. He said, so go into this prison and be a being and change the environment. There's a whole lot of problems in there. Be the solution. Wow. And I want to go deeper because your girl like to scuba dive. Okay. Let me go a little deeper. For you, we are the being. Identify yourself as the being, right? But what type of being are you? Are you a toxic being? Do you go around, is your pot full of lies? Do you go out there and do you try to put pain on people? Are you going out there intentionally Not intentionally. When I say intentional, I mean you done thought about it. It's premeditated. You know what you're getting ready to do. And you going out there and you intentional about your action. What kind of being are you? Because let me tell you something. I got to talk. I need you to identify you. Okay? Identify you. This ain't got nothing to do with your mama. Ain't got nothing to do with her. Or your daddy. Or your auntie. Or your uncle. Or your cousin. Or your friends. I'm talking to you. I need you to flip the side of that other coin and we gonna deal. I know the one problem. Yeah, you can put it on somebody. We done put it on them. Now we gonna flip on the other side and we gonna have to deal with you. You got to identify yourself. You got to face yourself. What are you putting out there? What can people say about you? What essence are you leaving behind? You need to think about that. And listen, if you don't want to be honest with yourself, turn me off. Turn me off. Turn me off. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you a minute to do that while I sip my tea. Because you know what you're feeling. Ain't nobody got to tell you. You know, I got to deal with the inner you. Can I deal with the inner you? What? Let me give you this example. You go out there and you steal. Let me tell you where you at. You go out there and you steal. And the first time when you took that item, you felt convicted, right? You feel guilty, but you got away with it. And so you fell into hard times again, and guess what you do? Let me go out there and steal. And guess what? You felt a little conviction that time, but you pushed it to the side because you made an excuse because my kid's hungry. You had to go out there and you had to steal. Okay? So here we go again. Same situation, because the problems is life gonna keep lifing and you gonna keep making excuses. So now that feeling that you had, that conviction, now it's gone. Now you have justified why you go out and take what you take. Now you became a professional thief. Now you stealing so good, you teaching your kids how to steal. Come on, I'm hitting home. I'm going to just stick with this. I ain't going to go nowhere else. Stick with this and I'm going to let you identify yourself. Now you teaching your kids how to steal. And you have justified the way you feel to make it okay. It's okay. This is what we got to do. How long do you think you can keep stealing until you get caught? Because what you put out there, it's going to come back. That's the law of the land. I got to tell you the law of the land. It's going to come back. It's just like a farmer. If you go out there and all you planting, listen to me now, all you sitting up there is you planting lies. You putting pain. You causing havoc everywhere you go. That's all you putting out there. You don't think it's going to come back. And see what happens is, let me tell you what happens. The enemy will get you to justify and start rationalize with what you want to do with your feelings. And you come up with an excuse to justify whatever you need to do. And so now instead of it being convicted, instead of you being convicted, you start rationalize with it. And then you start coping with it. And then you start believing it until now you don't even know what's real. You're delusional. That's what they call it. You're delusional. And let me tell you, baby, you are greater than that. If you can identify what I'm saying, if this offended you in any kind of way, it only can offend you if it got something to offend. Other than that, you could just tune in. But if it caused you to, what's she talking about? I don't know you, boo. I don't know you. So if it offends you, then it's for you. Don't be upset. Just take it. Let's deal with the inner you. Because what comes out your face and what you put on and what people see is a lie. And I'm here to tell you today, whatever you do, if you going out there and you've been doing that same thing for decades, You've been doing it for decades. And you don't think you're going to get your day. You better be prepared for that day. Because the meteor will strike. Let me tell you something. People always talk about how loving God is. Oh, yeah, he's a great God. He's loving. I'm going to give you the opposite side. He got a wrath about him too, baby. He got a wrath. And I'm going to give you this little story. And I told you the story. And I'm going to tell you the story again. But I want to tell it again since I got my niecey poos in here because they need to hear this story because I know they probably ain't watched that last episode. So I'm going to give it to them now. Okay, listen. It was about King David, right? And King David was sitting up there. Listen to this, ladies. That he was sitting up there. He was watching another man's woman. He ain't had no business. See, sometimes you gotta be careful what you looking at. Yeah, because what you look at and what you feast off of with your eyes, you begin to act on it. So the first thing you need to do is stop staring so much. I don't know who that was for, but it was definitely for somebody. But that was King David problem. He was staring at that woman, right? Make a long story, not a story. He ended up sleeping with her. He did. He called her. He the king. He do what he want to do. He ended up sleeping with the woman, right? And then he gets her pregnant. This ain't your story. This is a Bible story. Read it yourself. It's out there. This ain't nothing new. He gets her pregnant, right? And so what he did was, because he was ashamed of what he did, he set her husband up to get killed. It's a story in between there, but I'm giving you the highlights. He done set her husband up to get killed in the war. And this man honored King David. He had no ideas. And you know what? God had dealt with him because he sent somebody to him to call him out on what he did because he thought what he did in secret. Nobody saw. But let me say this. Whatever you do in secret is going to come. It's what's going to show up in your life. Yeah. And how it show up, that's the part that I want to help you with. Okay? Because we don't know how it's going to show up in your life. So you know what? You know what? He went to praying. King David said, oh my God, God forgive me. God forgive me. He was crying out to God, y'all. He done went on a fast, lost weight and everything. Okay. And you know what God said? He said, I forgive you. I forgive you. But I'm going to take your son. The price you had to pay for that swamp water. The price you had to pay for it is that he took his son. And do you know he ended up losing basically 3 of his kids. Tamar, his daughter, she ended up going crazy because she was raped by one of the brothers. Come on. For that one action. And see, God has been so graceful to you that you felt like you because he done spared you and kept you in the dark for so long, you think you done got away. That's the trick of the enemy. You think you done got away, but he sees everything. And what you do in the dark, it's going to show up. It's going to show up in your life. Listen, you are greater than that. And I know it's hard. It's so hard to stand up against yourself. It's so hard to overcome yourself. This flesh, man, I'd be like, good God, you could have did something different. It is so hard. You need to know that you are made up of the yin and yang, the yin and the yang, that everything that comes from you is not good for you. Just because you thought it doesn't mean that you need to act out on it. Some of you guys got to work on resetting your minds. The way you reset your minds, you got to think differently. You have to put something in there different so you can act and you can think another way. It's all about your knowledge. It's the knowledge that I have that keeps me from going out there. I know that the price. Let me tell you something. I ain't got time. Listen, I ain't got time to come up here and be playing with you and out here living a double life. I'm out here trying to give you something, but I'm out here cheating on my husband. I'm out here intentionally doing stuff in secret, thinking I'm getting away with it. I'm not going to play. I'm not going to play with this platform. And Lord knows I'm going to try my best to be the authentic me. No, I am not perfect. I'm not. You understand? I got to suppress me too. Because I don't know what, it's another person that be ready to come out. I'm telling she be ready to pop off, but I got to keep her at bay. She is not good for me. I would end up in jail. And I might have to start a jail ministry. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't want to go to jail. You see what I'm saying? You got to chip at you. You got to work on you. Stop making excuses. Stop. You're heading. The meteor is going to come. Look at this as a warning. Yes, it's hard. No, it's not fair. It is what it is. Pick your pain. Don't be intentional with your actions. Don't go out there and intentionally hurt. God sees everything. And just because you're getting away with it, don't mean you're not getting away with it. Listen, grace covered the condemnation, y'all. It covers it. That's why he died on the cross. It covers it. But you got to deal with the consequences, whatever that is. Auntie just here to tell you, this is coming from a place of love, okay? God loves you. He really, 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 really do. He really do. Whether you believe it or not, whether you accept it or not, you are loved by God. I'm sorry we had to have this real talk, baby. But we can't be, it ain't nothing funny when a meteor is headed towards your life. It's nothing funny when it saddens me. It really does when you see it coming in and you acting like everything's okay. It breaks my heart. Look at this as your warning call. This is that sit down that you got to have before destruction. And it's up to you. It's just like that talk. Remember that movie? I can't think. It was one of them old gangster movies, right? And he went over to his grandma's house, and his grandma had that talk with him. She had that good old talk with him, but he brushed it off like, yeah, grandma, and went out there and got shot. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's always warning before destruction. The tsunami don't come in. We got the warning for that so you can evacuate. It's up to you to sit and test it and see how that tsunami gonna hit and what it's gonna wipe out. You gonna be a fool? Then be a fool. It's okay. It's a lot of you out there. It is what it is. I'm just passing through. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to pour this sweet tea, y'all. I know it's probably a little bitter. We put a little salt in it today, but it's okay. It's coming from a place of love. Pour the sweet tea of love, inspiration, and motivation. Y'all tune in next week and see what God gonna do. Because I have no idea. But this I do know. The biggest enemy doesn't wear masks. The biggest enemy is staring back at you in that mirror. That you want to keep, you want to drag you down. It wants to keep you there. So every day you look at it this way. Every day you got a choice. You got a choice to follow your feelings, believe your feelings, or your faith. Your reality or your faith. Your circumstances or your faith. Whatever life is presenting you, if it's life in a lot or your faith, that's going to be the battle every day. Is standing on your faith. Because everything's going to go against it. Everything's going to try to take you away from it. Everything's going to go against what you believe in. That's why you got to get in this word daily so you can get the reinsurance. You can't tell me nothing else different. Yeah, it's raining outside, but God. Yeah, it's crazy right now. I done lost a job, but God. There's no L's, no losses. All lessons, y'all. You just know that. That's the battle. Just remember that in your head when you leave. Okay, my reality, my faith. What your faith is saying. What are you anchored in? Can it get you through? Okay? Start standing up against yourself so you won't destroy yourself. Because it's going to be you that destroys you at the end of the day. Like I said, it starts with you and it ends with you. Nothing changes first. Nothing changes first. You're going to tune off here. Them kids still going to be bad. That husband still going to be crazy. Okay? But it's going to be on how you view it, on how you deal with it. It's what you present out there. I can't worry about the world, but I worry about what I give to the world and what I present to the world. That is your responsibility. It ain't your mama's, or your daddy's, or your auntie's, or your uncle. It's up to you. God bless you. And I pray that I see y'all next week. Bye.